Hello. Welcome to another Acolyte tutorial. My name is Oliver, and today we are going to be recreating the Lezzerd bass by SPAG HEDDY. So I'll just play a little preview here, and then we'll jump right into it. So it's that simple bass right at the beginning there, and I can't go back. Let's play it over. Stuff like that. So it's a pretty sick sound, and I think I got it pretty close. So let's take a look at what I've made. Let's just have a listen. I'm just gonna play it on my MIDI. And then later in the song, he goes into a little bit higher. That kind of higher octave one. So that's pretty close. Not quite as loud. So once I'm done going through this, I'm also going to do some post-processing so you can see how to make it sound a little bit crisper and louder. So let's just jump right in. So first of all, I'm going to take off all the effects. And then, with the filter, and we'll just go through the oscillators to begin. So I've got oscillator A, 3 octaves up and a little bit down, negative 24% bend minus plus, which was kind of pointless. I could have just done bend plus, but I was experimenting. Wavetable position is at 176, and it's the Evil Long Reese. Let's see. Yes, so it's in digital right here. Evil Long Reese. Oscillator B is plus 4 octaves with wavetable position at 73%, FM at 38%, and the level all the way down, and it's getting modulated by LFO 3, which we'll go into later. Alright, so after that, then you've got the next filter. So this is what it sounds like right now. Nice. Not quite SPAG HEDDY yet. So the first filter is a comb. We have the cutoff at 17 hertz and the resonance at 19%. And I've only got it on B, on oscillator B, because you don't need it on A, because you aren't hearing that at all because of the FM. And then I've got the drive up about 70% to compensate for any lost volume here. Yeah, so next we're gonna go into the effects. I did nothing there. We have distortion. Doesn't make too much of a difference right now. We got a flanger, no. Yeah, so next is a phaser. Gives it a bit of that vocaliness. I've got the rate all the way down. The depth is at 24%. Frequency is at 84%. Doesn't matter too much. And then it's getting modulated by an LFO, which we'll go over. And then the mix is getting automated by LFO 1. And it's at 26%. I was using the chorus. Yeah, the delay I was using, but like only with this macro, which we'll go into later. The filter is a reverb filter. Actually, I should be showing you what all these sound like. Here's the chorus. Delay. Can't really hear it because I have it turned off. And then the next filter is a reverb with the cutoff at 203 hertz, resonance at 21%, drive at 16%, and the dampness is at 17% with the mix all the way up, and this is what it sounds like. It really makes the sound. Next we got a multiband compressor on it, so check the multiband. Gain isn't touched. I have the release at 525.8 milliseconds. Didn't touch the ratio or anything until the threshold, and the threshold is at negative 14.6 decibels. Just makes it hit a little bit harder. I have a very small reverb on it. So I have the size all the way down, decay at 2.4 seconds. Put the low cut up a little bit to 17%. I can't say 17 today. 17%. And that just cuts out all the bass frequencies in the reverb because you don't want the bass to be reverbed. High cut didn't touch. Spin didn't touch. Spin depth I think I put up a little bit, so it'll be at 31%. Then the mix, keep it around 20%. And last one is the EQ. That gives it a little bit more vocaliness. Yeah. So that's it for all the effects and oscillators. So now we'll go into the LFOs. So LFO 1, we have on a wavetable position. We have this going up 39%. Oh, so that's for the second part of it when it goes back down. Just to about there. And you don't really need to hear the second part because it doesn't sound quite as accurate. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. So the bend is going up to 72. And on the FM, it's at 23%. See what else it's on. Just the phaser. So on the phaser, I have it going up 17. Is it 17%? No, it's just going up to 17. We can leave it at 18. L2, LFO2 is on. It's on the octaves, but it's not doing anything on the octaves, so you don't really need to put it on there. Nothing else on this page. It's mostly in the effects. So you've got LFO2 on the frequency and the mix. So the frequency is going up. Whoops. Frequency is going up 29%, or 20, just 229. I keep saying percent. And then the mix is going up 35. Nothing else here, I don't think. Oh yeah, the EQ. So this is what is making the EQ bands go crazy. So I've got this one up 32, and I've got the bottom EQ band at a high pass, and this one is just at a peak, and that is going to negative 32. So they kind of pass each other in the middle if you watch them. It's like they're kissing. It's kind of cute. Next is LFO 3. Goes on the level. So that's just telling the sound when to stop, I guess. And FX filter frequency. So this is the cutoff of the reverb, which is the most important thing in this sound. So if we take it off, if we bypass this, not nearly as nice. So I've got that on, and we've got it at negative 27%. Yeah. And then that is all it's on. This one, so this is what is on. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening there. Oh, this one's on delay. So this is if you put the weirdness macro up, then this is what affects the delay. And so we'll go into that later. Put that back down, and it went into one other thing, I think. Oh, it's also the volume. but only if, yeah, so it's also automating the volume, but only if this knob is all the way up. And we'll go through all of the macros on their own after this. And last one, oh, this is just the delay, which is also being controlled by this. So I guess we're on to macros now. So the intensity macro, click on this, is controlling the resonance of the reverb. So it pretty much tells you how much of this, of what's going on in the cutoff, do you want to hear in your sound. So this is at the bottom, and then put it all the way up. Makes it more of like a chant, or like a dog woof or something. That's pretty cool. The next one is Oscillator A detune. So this is just putting the detune up. Who'd have thought? Oh, I forgot to mention that there are 4 voices, and the detune is at 0.08 on Oscillator A. So Oscillator A detune, we'll slowly put that up. Yeah, so you can't hear a crazy difference when it's on its own, but if you put the intensity up and all these other knobs up, or like fool around with them, then you can get some pretty cool sounds out of it. Oscillator would be octave. Okay, so that's what is going on up here. I think my intention for this was to either put it up all the way or down all the way, not too much in between, because it doesn't sound too good. So let's take a listen to the before and after. Whoa. So that's cool. Not quite a SPAG HEDDY bass anymore, but it still sounds cool. And it makes it more original, so you can use that in your tracks. Cool. Now here is the weirdness knob. So what it's doing is turning on the mix of the delay, which is like pretty high up, and it's at ping pong, and it's also getting controlled by these to make it like super, like give it a lot of mix. So you'll just hear what happens. So you have to hold it for that one, and it's crazy. I'm not sure how you could use that in a song, but people come up with crazy stuff these days. I'm sure you could. Yeah, it sounds like very human and kind of like sad. So that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the sound. It's not like exactly the same, but then again, when our when our remakes. So let's listen to the original. Cool. Yeah, so that's it for the sound. All we can really do now is get an EQ up in here. Steep 8. Let's get high pass on it. Just cut out the bass and maybe give it some distortion. And that's all I'm going to do for now. You can do a lot more, but I'm trying to use just stock plugins. So let's just listen to this as we move it up. Nice, nice. So I'll turn the post down. Cool. So there's your sound. I'll be releasing this sound in the description, so I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned.